My name is Jared Kettinger. I'm one of the key account managers here with Amtrak Vacations. I want to welcome all of you to our National Park series. This is part one of a series of webinars you will see highlighting various national parks. Today's subject is the Grand Canyon, of course. So let's dive in. So, what are we going to cover during the presentation today? Well, everything you're seeing right there on your screen, such as why traveling to the national parks, particularly by rail, is a wonderful, inclusive experience, especially the Grand Canyon, how you can tailor make your Grand Canyon experience to fit your particular travel needs and desires. We will cover what the accommodations on board Amtrak is like, so that will be very important. And like I said, we will overall talk about how you can tailor the experience to fit your own travel needs. So where can you travel to by train? Well, everywhere on this map, you're seeing a bright red line. That's a route that Amtrak travels on. Everywhere you're seeing a little white dot, that's a train station, one of over 500 throughout the Amtrak system that you can travel through. And everywhere you're seeing a little dark star, that's a destination like the Grand Canyon, where Amtrak Vacations has, as its name would suggest, the full vacation packages. So that is important for you to know. We are a one-stop shop for all the destinations in those little stars, whether it is the Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, Glacier National Park up in Montana, New York City, San Francisco, New Orleans, wherever you're looking to go, we package the hotels, the sightseeing, the attractions, and you guessed it, the train travel experience to get to those wonderful destinations. So, I brought up a couple of times before how you can customize and tailor make the itineraries of wherever you're looking to go, whatever you're looking to do to fit your particular travel needs. Well, we have over 4,300 itineraries, 4,300 Amtrak Vacations and Railbookers packages, and you can select them. We can help you create brand new itineraries to fit your own particular travel needs as well. You can add on destinations to already put together options. You can add extra nights to a package, subtract nights to fit your needs. As I mentioned just a moment ago, there are over 500 different Amtrak stations for which you can travel through, from local hometowns to major stations around the United States. And so if you wanted to go round trip, meaning you start and end from that particular train station, we can organize the trip to do so. We can upgrade your tickets on board the train from just a standard coach class seat to one of the cabins on board Amtrak. And we will cover what those cabins look like in just a few moments. And we always include inclusive within the packages sightseeing and attraction admissions at those various locations you're visiting. But if there were specific items, specific tours or attractions or things you wanted to see and do that are not already listed within the itinerary, just let us know. We will make sure those get added in for you. So, what are some reasons why travelers like yourselves love working, planning, booking, and traveling with Amtrak Vacations? Well, number one, you are not left to your own devices to put together the trips yourself or try and figure out how the rail systems will piece together. You will work over the phone with one of our Amtrak Vacations consultants. And you can plan and book and travel from last minute if you're looking to go within the next few weeks, next few months, before the end of this year. I know it's coming to a close quickly. Next year, or as far out as 2024. We can handle all of the above. And we have a maximum flexibility. As we like to say, you can pretty much go to any destination as long as it's open and available for any length of time you're looking to go there at whichever date is convenient for your travel. We have the maximum flexibility. You're not beholden to certain departure dates like cruises or escorted bus tour departures where they can only go on set dates. You can go where you want, whenever you want. And as I just mentioned before, we have 4,300 packages around the world, 4,300 itineraries and destinations all around the world. So whether you're looking to go to a U.S. national park, whether you're looking to go throughout Europe, throughout Canada, Alaska, Australia, wherever you're looking to go, we have 4,300 itineraries, destinations around the world, and we can customize or tailor any of our itineraries to fit your travel needs. So feel free to try and stump us. No rail trip is inherently too complicated for us. And one question we get quite often is, how should I be preparing for my train trip? Well, just know you are allowed 2 free carry-ons per person of up to 50 pounds each. Also, 2 check bags per person of up to 50 pounds each. By the way, that's completely free. There's no cost to it. Luggage can be checked as close in as 45 minutes ahead of departure. And you don't have to get to the train station so egregiously early like you do it with the airports, worrying that you're going to have to go through TSA. There'll be long lines. Just even checking a bag or checking in could take an exorbitant amount of time. With the train stations, you can get there about an hour ahead of time, comfortably check luggage around 45 minutes ahead of time, and even more comfortably board the train within 10, 15 minutes, a half hour before departure. Well, let's cover our subject of the day now. That is the Grand Canyon. We're going to do so by covering some of our most popular packages to that exciting, majestic destination. One of the 7 wonders, one of America's big postcard or postage stamp destinations, meaning around the world, people travel to this wonderful destination, and so can you. So here we have the Grand Canyon Extended Getaway. Well, what is that? It is a package that includes hotel night stay in Williams, Arizona, which is a convenient, historic Route 66 town known as the gateway to the Grand Canyon, meaning that as the crow flies, it's about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on driving, away from the Grand Canyon region and area. You will actually get to access this incredible destination, this incredible area, through Williams by way of the Grand Canyon Railway. And there is actually a couple of variations of the Grand Canyon Railway. There is a historic steam engine train that you can go on. There's certain dates the historic steam engine departs on, I should say. But in general, the Grand Canyon Railway runs every day of the week. There's a couple of different versions. There's also even a Polar Express version of the departure that goes out later in the season in November and December to highlight the Christmas time. And it will travel from Williams, Arizona, that Route 66 town, through the desert and Ponderosa Forest right into the south rim of the Grand Canyon. And from there, we will actually have you stay at the south rim. So the way this package is designed is you'll do 2 nights in Williams, 1 night at the beginning, 1 night at the end. You'll take the Grand Canyon Railway round trip from Williams into the canyon, do a few nights stay there at one of the lodges actually in the canyon itself, which we do book and package with the rest of the itinerary. And then you'll take the train back to Williams. Williams is a very convenient town which can connect from Williams to Flagstaff, which is where Amtrak actually travels through. So it's very convenient. There's actually a shuttle service between Flagstaff, or Flag as it's colloquially called, and Williams. We include a stay at the Grand Canyon Railway Hotel. We include a stay at the south rim of the canyon and sightseeing throughout. This next package, the Grand National Parks, it highlights Yellowstone, America's first established national park, Yosemite, by way of San Francisco, and then, of course, the Grand Canyon itself. And this is a key highlight, a key package that shows we can actually take you by way of train to multiple national parks, all inclusive on one package. I did mention before, we can do trips round trip, meaning they start and end from a certain departure and arrival point. Chicago is a key example of that because it's actually Amtrak's major hub. But just as Chicago is a key pickup and drop off point or key start and return point for us, we could actually tailor any of our itineraries to depart from and go back to over 500 different train stations. So that could be your most local hometown or a major hub station like Chicago, like Boston, like New York City, New Orleans, Seattle, Los Angeles, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this particular itinerary will connect through Salt Lake City, which will deliver you by way of the Salt Lake Express, which is a scenic, guided motor coach connection, so you do not have to drive yourself, from Salt Lake City to Yellowstone. There is unfortunately no train into Yellowstone, so we make it simple and easy for you. You take the train from Chicago to Salt Lake City. We include a hotel night stay there, and then we will connect you right on up into Yellowstone, again, America's first established national park, where you can see the many geothermal features that make the park so quintessential, including the famous Grand Prismatic Spring with its deep hues of blue and turquoise, orange and yellow and red. And you are able to walk around it. It is a hot spring. You're not going to get too close, but you will get close enough for many picture-taking opportunities. From there, you'll connect out into California, where you'll go from San Francisco to Los Angeles, connecting along the Coast Starlight Route, arguably one of Amtrak's most famous routes. And then from there, yes, you will eventually connect through Williams and into the Grand Canyon. I love showing these photos of the Grand Canyon because it really shows why folks want to visit there. It is one of America's, as I say, postcard pictures. It is one of America's major treasures, and it is a majestic destination to visit. Especially, folks need to go once, at least once in a lifetime. Here you can see the Route 66 aspect to Williams. There is the little soda shops, those old 1915 style gas stations. There's of course the old cars, the old classic cars speckled throughout the town. It is worth spending a little time there. So that is the Grand National Parks with Yellowstone, Yosemite, and the Grand Canyon all wrapped together in one. Folks, wherever you see a bubble on one of our maps with a number in it, that highlights the amount of overnights at a destination. That's where the hotel is included. Wherever you see a red arrow with a number in it, that indicates the amount of overnights on board the train. So it makes it simple and easy to read. Next up, we have the National Parks of the Southwest, Bryce and Zion to the Grand Canyon. So this is another example of a multiple national park trip. This itinerary will start from Chicago, again, a major hub of Amtrak, but of course we can always start from any of the 500 stations around the U.S. This will connect through Grand Junction on the California Zephyr and connect you to some of Utah's mighty 5 national parks, such as Bryce Canyon National Park, Capitol Reef National Park, Zion, and we can also connect to Arches and Canyonlands, Lake Powell, and then eventually you will head on down to the Grand Canyon. This, folks, is a nice picture of the Grand Canyon Depot, where the train will run, again, the train that runs from Williams through the desert and Ponderosa Forest into the south rim of the canyon. Now, fun fact, an important fact, we start all of our Grand Canyon Railway packages in coach class on board the train. But we can always upgrade you to first class, which includes plush, more comfortable seating, refreshments. We also have the observation dome on the upper level of the train. So we have many options to pick from. We're going to move on from the Grand Canyon subject right now and talk about what it's like on board Amtrak. Here you can see the coach accommodations. which are two big plush comfy seats. I always like to point out there's no pesky middle seat on board Amtrak. The seats themselves recline at a 45-degree angle with a leg rest that will kick up, a tray table that will fold down, outlets to charge devices, and plenty of room above head for luggage. Coach is comfortable, and especially if you are going on, say, a simple day trip or within a few hours. And I do know people that sleep overnight on board the train in coach accommodations. However, there are some important things to know about upgrading to sleepers, such as priority boarding onto the train ahead of the general admission. You will have a dedicated car attendant to your sleeper car, and their jobs are aplenty, including cleaning the trains up, down, and sideways from your cabin to the various restrooms, providing the included toiletries, bottled water, coffee, serving as a level of security on board the train as well. And of course, having your own cabin that comes with its own privacy door. I always like to point out that you are at any point free to shut that door, lock it from the inside, and have some peace, quiet, and seclusion in your cabin. Meals are inclusive within the cost of the sleeper, and the meals can always be provided right to your private sleeping car. However, you also can feel free to choose to go down to the dining car as well. You have options for one or the other. Here's what the roomette looks like. It's the most commonly sold or purchased sleeper. It also tends to be the more economically friendly. During the day, it has two big plush comfy seats. At night, as you can see, everything folds down to bunk-style sleeping. It is worth knowing that roomettes' bathrooms are down the hall. There's 3 to 4 bathrooms to every roomette car. And while they are shared, they are only shared within that sleeper train car. You are not sharing with the entirety of the rest of the train. However, if you want your own private bathroom and shower within the cabin itself, the next step up is the sleeper bedroom, which during the day has a long couch and a big captain's chair. It has its own private bathroom service and bathroom within the room itself. You're not sharing with the rest of the train. You can see everything does fold down to bunk style sleeping no matter which room you are in. The bedrooms, just so you know, there are fewer of them on the train because they are bigger in essence anyways, and they are the first to be sold. So if you want a bedroom on board the train, please purchase them in advance. They do go quickly. And if there is anyone on the presentation that, say, travels with a walker, wheelchair, perhaps has some mobility issue concerns, just know there are accessible bedrooms on the lower level of the train. They run the width of the train and so can accommodate such situations. And discounts are always a nice thing when you're traveling, right? Children aged 2 to 12 will receive a 50% discount off the rail portion of the Amtrak ticket. Seniors 65 and over, active military personnel, veterans, and the spouses and dependents of the active military personnel will receive a 10% discount off the base rail ticket. If you'd like to do a little bit more research, look at some other destinations or beyond the packages that we highlighted today, feel free to sign on to AmtrakVacations.com, download a brochure, e-brochure, and you can select from many of them, from national parks to specific national parks, long-distance Amtrak routes, our generic e-brochure, what have you. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 1-800-268-7252. Thank you for signing on to the presentation today, folks. Have a great day.